afternoon, Professor and everyone. My name is Wang Juan Pham. I'm a PhD student in Agriculture and Ocean Engineering at Chung National University. Today I would like to show you our study with a topic about experimental and numerical studies on hot gas ventilated supercavitation. There are 5 parts will be included in my presentation. There are 3 verticals: objectives, experimental setup, numerical method, and resultant discussion, and finally some conclusion from study. First, let's start with the previous group. In 2016, Anne and his member conducted an experiment to investigate the characteristics of ventilated supercavity by using 2 different methods to measure pressure inside supercavity. They just observed that in the state of forming cavity, the pressure inside supercavity increased significantly with an increase of ventilation rate. However, in the state of supercavitation, pressure inside supercavity keeps almost unchanged. In addition, they also observed the gravitation effects by using high camera, and you can see that the supercavity becomes more straightforward with an increasing of fluid number conditions. In 2019, Yang and his member conducted another experiment of ventilated supercavity to investigate the body shapes on the characteristics of ventilated supercavity. So the results showed that for slender four bodies, it requires more ventilation gas to generate a clear supercavity compared with the blunt four bodies. And these results we can observe on the same condition and high fluid number condition. And for the latest study of ventilated supercavity, in 2020, we conducted an experiment to investigate the cavitator shapes on characteristics of ventilated supercavity, especially ventilation demand and pressure behavior inside supercavity. So firstly, for the disk cavitator, it requires more ventilation gas to generate a clear supercavity compared with other cone cavitator angles. And for the pressure behavior inside supercavity, we measure pressure at 2 different points. PC1 is located in the wake region of cavitator, and PC2 is located in the rear part of supercavity. So you can see that for the pressure measured about the rear part of supercavity is inconsistently higher than that measured in the wake region of cavitator. And this result is consistent with other cone cavitator angles, including this cavitator. Until now, most of studies related to ventilated supercavity was almost conducted by using normal temperature, room temperature gas. The ventilated supercavity using high temperature gas has been still a big challenge for the researchers. Therefore, our study aims to investigate the characteristics of ventilated supercavity, including the pressure behavior inside supercavity, temperature distribution, and high temperature gas flow structure inside supercavity, the effects of high temperature gas on supercavity geometry, and gas leakage mechanism for this kind of supercavitation using high temperature gas. This is the cavitation tunnel we used during experiment of hot gas ventilated supercavity and also the model test. During the experiment, there are 3 values of free stream velocity, including the 4, 6, and 8 meters per second, corresponding to our fluid number is about 10, 15, and 20. With the ventilation rate changes from 0.05 to 0.20, with the highest temperature of ventilation gas is about 1000 degrees Celsius. And this is for numerical method. There are some governing equations for steady incompressible flows. They are volume fraction equation, continuity equation, momentum equation, and energy equation. And what about the combustion domain and boundary conditions? Note that for calculation domain is designed corresponding to experimental high temperature gas supercavitation. During the numerical work, the temperature of water is about 293 Kelvin, and with the highest temperature of ventilation gas is about 2,700 Kelvin. And the ventilation gas is injected through 4 ventilation holes behind the cavitator. Now let's come to the result and discussion part. Firstly, temperature distribution is presented by this figure. So you can see that at this fluid number and ventilation rate condition, the high temperature gas distribution is focused only in the region close to the ventilation holes. In order to investigate these results quantitatively, we analyze the data, our results, along both x and y direction. You can see that a different Froude number, condition, and temperature also. The temperature distribution is focused only in the region. It means that the high temperature gas quickly diffuses after it's injected from ventilation hose. And this is result for the high temperature gas flow structure inside supercavity. By using the numerical method, we can observe three distinct regions inside supercavity, including the hot gas ventilation effect region, internal boundary layer, and reverse flow region. In order to compare with our experiment from our high temperature gas ventilated supercavitation, we use the geometry and the pressure inside supercavity. For geometry, the length and maximum diameter are considered, and note that the length of supercavity is measured from the point on the tip of cavitator to the point when the supercavitation interact with the body. And you can see that for both the length and maximum diameter of supercavity, the results show good consistent result with experiment. And for pressure, note that pressure for the numerical work is also measured at the same location with experiment. So from these results, we can say that we get the consistent result with experiment. And for pressure behavior inside supercavity, firstly, as you can see here, as soon as clear supercavity is generated, the pressure inside supercavity seems to be independent of ventilation rate as well as the temperature of high ventilation gas. This result is consistent for both numerical work and experiments. In order to investigate pressure behavior inside supercavity quantitatively, we use some monitoring points to investigate from P0 to P5. So you can see that for the first half of the supercavity, from P0 to P2, the pressure inside supercavity keeps almost unchanged. However, for the second half of supercavity, from P3 to P5, the pressure inside supercavity increased slightly and so more fluctuates. And these results we attribute to the effect of the gas leakage mechanism for the ventilated supercavitation. In order to investigate the effect of the hot gas on the gas-water interface, we use the high-speed camera to observe and to investigate. So as you can see here, for a fixed Froude number condition, the instability of the gas-water interface becomes more severe with an increasing of temperature of ventilation gas. And this result is also consistent with higher Froude number conditions. And another effect of the high temperature gas on supercavity geometry is fluctuation of supercavity length. In order to investigate the effects of high temperature gas on fluctuation, we use this formula to investigate. Firstly, at the low Froude number condition about 10, the high temperature gas makes insignificant effect on the fluctuation of supercavity length. However, at high Froude number conditions, about 15 and 20, the high temperature gas makes significant effect on the fluctuation of supercavity length. And about the length and maximum diameter of supercavity, you can see that both these results show from the experiment and for hot gas ventilated supercavitation. For the length, the high temperature gas, and note that in here the clear supercavity is generated, and with an increasing of ventilation rate, it means that increasing the temperature gas, the length slightly increase with maximum increase about 15% is observed for the case of 20 Froude number. However, for the maximum diameter of supercavity, it keeps almost unchanged, and we can say that it's independent of the temperature or ventilation gas. But note that this result is observed for the clear supercavity. And this is also some result for the gas leakage mechanism for this kind of supercavitation using high temperature gas. From both the numerical work and experiment, we can observe that the gas leakage mechanism for this kind of supercavitation is consistent with two twin vortex tubes. And by using a numerical method, we can say that the height of the center line of a twin vortex and also the distance between two twin vortex tubes tend to be decreased with an increasing fruit number. And finally, there are some conclusion from our study. Firstly, pressure remains almost unchanged in the wake-up region of cavitator and does not depend on temperature or ventilation rates. And second, the temperature of the ventilation gas diffuses quickly in a small region near to the ventilation holes. High temperature gas has considerable effects on fluctuation of supercavity length and instability on the gas-water interface. And finally, when fruit number increases, the twin vortex goes down and distance between them tend to decrease. So this is all for my presentation. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to let me know. Thanks for that.
Thank you for the nice presentations, and we have 5 minutes for the discussion. So is there anyone who has comments or questions? I have a question. You showed the result of temperature along the body.
Yes.
Can you see that slide?
You mean this one?
Yeah, this slide.
Yes. Next slide.
Yeah, yes, this slide. Yes, and I understand how you can measure the pressure along the body, but how can you measure the temperature along the body?
Actually, the temperature is measured at this point at the same location with experiment. And from the numerical work, we can measure temperature at this point by using the numerical stuff.
Then it is the result of numerical study.
Yeah, this one for
okay,
ECFD.
For the numerical study, you use the star system.
Yes, I use star system for numerical stuff.
And you can change the material property of the gas.
Yes, I change.
Same with the
Yeah,
experiment.
the same with experiment.